Yeah, it's looking like this is going to become a big thing. I wasn't sure because usually interest kind of starts to go down with situations like this, but it's holding pretty firm, especially now that you've got big names starting to get in on this. Elon Musk has now tweeted about it twice. And this is just from today, 12:26 a.m., March 14th, 2024. 11.6 million views. So 11.6 million people saw Elon Musk say video games need to get rid of woke BS. Getting lectured by tedious propaganda is not why people play games. And he's retweeting the Matt Walsh Show, which has a large following. I think it's great that bigger names are covering this because, in my opinion, the more people that talk about it, the better, because it brings out more awareness. The only thing I don't like about the Daily Wire stuff is they have said real men don't play video games. I'm pretty sure somebody over there said that once. Sometimes they downplay the importance of culture and entertainment. And I've never understood that because he even says it in this video. And it's a pretty good video. I watched most of it. But he makes a really good point in the video that, people play these games for hundreds of hours a week sometimes. And that's a pretty big influence on a person, especially if you're loading the games up with propaganda. And it's the same for all media. People watching hundreds of hours of movies, TVs. I would argue that games are a little bit more effective than those because you immerse yourself in them. So that's a little bit of the difference. I think games can influence people more. And that has to do with the fact that you immerse yourself in the game. And it kind of just has you running on, in a way, like an autopilot. But I think it's nice that they are coming around. I know they have a movie company and stuff, so I'd love to see that thrive. I think the more counter entertainment to Hollywood and stuff that we have, the better. So hopefully they see more importance in this stuff. Game journalists continuing to have complete meltdowns. This is from Lofty Pixels, responding to this feminist frequency person that works at Kotaku now. F you, white supremacist, patriarchal, gender binary, enjoying Nazi fascist. Imagine reading this hard 24/7. Holy shit, Kotaku, the Haitian cannibals have more chill than you. Relax. And he's responding to this stuff right here. The games journalists have been melting down completely. They've been melting down completely. They don't have the power they used to have. That's kind of the biggest thing. And that's what's causing them to have the big freakouts that they've been having, is they just aren't effective. 6 years ago, 4 years ago, even, all these articles that they've written about that Steam curator and Cabrutus would have got him kicked off of that platform and would have got that curator taken down. Probably the day the first article came out. They would have immediately removed both of them. But that didn't happen this time. And the reason it didn't happen is because nobody gives a shit about what game journalists have to say anymore. You've had them literally a couple of times. There was just one the other day. We contacted Steam and Valve to find out what's going on here. Nothing's happened yet. And they've been exposed for lying. You've got these community notes that are going up their ass, which is great. I think that's hilarious to watch them get BTFO'd. And to watch them cry about how ineffective. Well, they don't admit they're ineffective, but they're crying because they're ineffective. And I think that's great. This is going to be interesting. If this really does pop off into a Gamergate 2, it's going to be really interesting to watch because they're going to be on the losing side this time. And that's their own fault for being dishonest and for attacking their own fan base. Game journalism is literally the lowest of the low. So It's going to be a fun ride this time. Sweet Baby Inc. still gets shit dug up on him. This is the CEO admitting she wants to take over the video game industry, outlining how she built Sweet Baby. And if you read it, and I'm going to go over some of it, what's funny about it is she talks about her and some other person that she wanted to get into writing with. But instead of actually having talent, because anybody that's played a Sweet Baby influenced game knows that they don't have any talent as writers. Instead of working on their talent and actually getting into the industry and writing narratives, they decided to grift off of DEI and ESG and get their shitty writing in at games through like a loophole, which is how they became quote-unquote writers. Some of the worst writers out there. Here it is right here. She said, in 2018, one of my best friends and I teamed up and we founded a company. The original desire was to just write together. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the original desire was to actually be writers, but they weren't good enough. I bet you that's left. Yeah, that's left out. Oh, yeah, we tried to be writers, but nobody wanted to hire us because we're awful. So we started this company to get in. We wanted to write with the two of us and a friend of ours, and we wanted to write games, but we realized that as a unit, we were capable of doing for others what had not been done to us, which was to support us, empower us, to lift us up, to value our talent, and to help build our skills. She continued, and so today, what we do is writing, narrative design, story building, story breaking as our first and foremost. But on a secondary level, we work very hard to get marginalized talent into the industry to protect them the way that we would want to have been protected, to lift them up and to get them into an industry where they are too often shut out. People act like people go through game company lists for like credits and harass everybody on the list. Like, no one's looking at any of this shit. The only time anybody really speaks out and says anything about a game is if it's bad. Like Suicide Squad. We had a lot of fun laughing at Suicide Squad because the player count was shit and the game died off industry. The game died off instantly. Like, no one's playing this game. It's fun to laugh at because it probably cost millions of dollars, and it's a complete and utter failure. Nobody's going through the writer's list and harassing people. Like, what a joke that is. What happens is people criticize this game, and then if, like, one person of color works on it, they call everybody racist. And people probably don't even know that happened. They'll just, like, find someone and pull them up and act like they're being attacked or something. Just wild lies. But those lies aren't going to fly anymore. They're not going to fly anymore. That's what's so different this time compared to the last Gamergate. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.